Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Lindsay, and you have tuned into Lindsay's Lounge. And as you can see by the title, today we are cooking. So, if you see my last video, just the camera, just a tad bit. If you saw my last video, I showed you some ingredients and asked you guys to post in the comments what you thought I was going to be making. So today is the day. I have everything out and we are going to get started. But if you didn't see the last video, let me show you what I have and then we're going to get started. Okay, as you guys can see, I have ground turkey. I have 4 pounds of ground turkey. I'm sorry, just adjusting the camera. I have 4 whole chickens. I have 4 cans of potatoes. Now, I usually use sweet potatoes, but the store actually didn't have any sweet potatoes, so I had to get regular potatoes. I have corn. I have sliced carrots, peas, and I thought that I had string beans, but I guess I did not. And I also have 3 bags of, I have 3 bags of broccoli florets that I'm going to use. So, what we're cooking today is, let me grab my ingredients here. The florets. So what we're doing today, like I said, we're cooking, but we're not cooking regular food. All of this is actually regular food, but all of these ingredients are going to go into my dog's food. Yes, you heard me, dog food. So let's get started and I will get back to you in a few minutes. Okay, so I hope that you guys can see. So what I'm going to do, I have my big pots here. I have this big pot and this big pot. And what I'm going to try to do is make enough for about a month. So I'm actually going to put some water in these pots and I will be right back. Okay, so I've put water in both my pots. I didn't fill it all the way up because the things I'm going to put in it is going to make it fill up more. So I'm going to start off with my 4 pounds of ground turkey. I'm just going to open it. And I am going to just dump it in a pot of water. Now, I actually used to fry the turkey and then mix everything together, but I found that boiling it was still okay since it's going to be put in water anyway. I'll turn my fire on here. Okay, get all my turkey in here. And usually this turkey is frozen when you buy it, but I let it sit in the refrigerator overnight and it thawed out, so which means it will cook a little faster. Even when it's frozen, I still actually boil it. And it just, you know, thaws out as it goes. This is pack number 3. And then pack number 4. Now with this turkey, since it's going to take a while to cook, I am going to add my canned potatoes in here since they take a while to cook also. Where's my spoon? And as this turkey cooks, you're just going to chop it up. Okay, just going to chop it up. So let me grab some of this thing here. This spoon. Okay, so now we're going to add the potatoes. Since the potatoes take a while to cook, it'll cook with the turkey. And is here. Now the potatoes also I'm going to cut up because these are whole potatoes. So let me give you guys a backstory on how I started doing this. So we were buying the 40 or 50 pound bags of kibble for our dogs. Now we do have two full-grown Siberian Huskies, and we were giving them the kibble. They would eat it sometimes, and then I guess they just got kind of tired of it because they stopped eating it, and they probably wouldn't eat for 2 or 3 days, and we noticed that they had started losing weight. So what we started doing was buying the soft dog food and mixing in with the kibble. 1 second. Okay, we were buying the soft dog food and mixing it in with the kibble, and they were eating it. We were getting the Benefo and the Pedigree canned foods. So the Pedigree, they ate the Pedigree sometime. They ate the Benefo pretty much all the time. They actually did like the Benefo. But the thing is with the Benefo, we were getting the large pack of soft food, and in that large pack is, I believe it was 12 single containers, 12 single servings I should say. And feeding 2 full-grown dogs, I would have to open up like 3 servings, so that will only last like 3 or 4 days. Now what we do, we only give them the soft food once a day. They get kibble twice a day. So for breakfast they get just plain kibble, and then for dinner they get the kibble with the soft food mixed. But like I said, we were giving them that. We had to open up like 2 or 3 servings just to feed them to for 1 day. And okay guys, so now I'm finished cleaning all my chickens. I cleaned all 4 chickens, and what I'm gonna do is I usually cut them in half because it fits better in the pot and it's easy to maneuver. So what's your knife? I'm gonna cut it in half and then throw them in a pot and let them boil for maybe 2 hours. I want them to boil enough where it actually starts coming off the bone. So I'm gonna cut these down. And make sure that you guys are using a sharp knife when you do this too, because you got to cut through the bones. And this knife is not all that sharp, but I'm going to make it work. I did have some kitchen shears, but I had to throw them away because they was no more good. So here's 1/2 of the chicken. Throw that in the pot. And like I said, you don't need a lot of water because once you put everything in, it's going to rise anyway. So you just want to put just enough in there for it to cook. And my turkey and potatoes are cooking really good over here. I just actually finished stirring them and making sure that I'm chopping up the ground turkey so it doesn't be in big giant clumps. I did leave some of it clumpy, but not a lot of it. Okay. This part about this breastbone is hard to get through. So okay, cut this backbone here. I used to know how to cut a whole chicken. I don't know what happened. But anyway, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect because once it all gets done, I'm gonna debone it anyway. I think the next time, where's the bristle? Here it is. I think the next time I buy whole chickens, I'm gonna have the butcher see, I should say, if they will debone it for me. I don't know if they actually still do that. I know they used to, but or at least cut it up for me already. Okay, that's chicken number 2. It's chicken number 3. Cutting it up. And like I said, I usually let it cook about 2 hours or so, hour and a half to maybe 2 hours. Kind of depends on how big they are and how long for it to cook. So like I said, I want it to cook enough where it actually starts to fall off the bone, because that kind of makes it more easier for me. This is the wishbone. Yep. Okay. So I say it doesn't have to be pretty, because I just wanted enough to get it cut. I think my knife is kind of dull here too, because it shouldn't be this hard getting through this backbone. Okay. Okay. Then I got the small chicken here. So just in case so you guys will know, before I start making this food for them, I would do a lot of research, or I did a lot of research to make sure that what I was giving them, it was okay for them to have. So I'm not giving them anything that's going to hurt them at all. Everything that I give them is okay for them to eat. So I actually did a lot of reading and stuff for about a month. Okay guys, so I have all my vegetables in the bowl. Excuse me. In this bowl is peas, carrots, and corn. Now they can eat corn, just not a lot of it, you know, because it's kind of hard to digest. So but giving them corn is fine. And this one I had a little spinach left in the refrigerator that was actually about to start wilting. So before that goes bad, I said I might as well throw it in there. And I have my broccoli florets. Now they can have broccoli also, but not a lot of it, so they don't get gassy. And when they get gassy, if you ever smelled a dog poop, fart, it stinks, and it's like silent, like what is that smell? But yeah, so I'm gonna throw all of these in the pot with the ground turkey and the potatoes. Let me see if I can show you how this looks. Let's see if I can bring the camera a little closer for you. Take this off. So these are the peas, I mean the potatoes, and can you see that? potatoes and ground turkey. Okay, so like I said, I'm getting ready to throw everything in this pot now. Get you situated so you can see. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the corn, potatoes, and the corn, peas, and carrots. We're gonna put that in here. I drained all the water off. The broccoli and stuff we're gonna do last because I still want that kind of crunchy. So we're gonna do that last. Put a little bit in there now and stir it around. That's my pot holder. So I only had a little water in here. Like I say, it when you add stuff in, it's just gonna fill up anyway, so it's okay. It's filling up now. So stir that in. I also usually put rice in here, but if I use potatoes, I try not to use the rice because I don't want them overweight. So I try not to use the rice with the potatoes. I'm trying to plug this light back up, guys. 1 second here. There we go. So I'm going to throw the rest of the vegetables in. In this bowl, I don't have to wash these bowls out because I'm going to use those bowls to store the food in and put in the freezer. Okay. So let's turn this around. I'm gonna let this cook for another 20 or 30 minutes. Okay. And it's just enough liquid in there also. Just enough so it don't dry up. Okay, so we're gonna let that cook for a few more minutes. Put this to the side. And so once that cooks a few more minutes, then I add my greens in, the broccoli and the spinach. And then I will continue to let the chicken cook. The chicken has a while to go, but this will be done. So once the chicken gets done and it cools off, then I can just debone it and put it all together. So I'm gonna let this cook for a few more minutes and then I will come back. Excuse me. Okay guys, so this is done enough, and now I'm going to add my greens and my broccoli and my little spinach that I have. Let that cook for a few minutes, then I just turn the pot off and then come back and do the chicken once it's done. The chicken has a long ways to go, so it's only been on about 30 minutes. It has a long way to go. So I'm going to throw my broccoli and spinach in. Stir that around a little bit. Okay. So sometimes I do add salmon in here. They can actually have salmon. Actually, it is the canned salmon. I don't buy like the fresh salmon. So, but if I have some, to give it a little different flavor, I try to flavor it up each time that I cook it so it don't just taste the same. Since they have to eat it all month long, I can give them something different, So, like I said, next time I'm gonna see if I can find some pumpkin and some cranberries and see how they like that. So I'm just gonna stir this around and get that stuff out up in the juices there. Okay. Alrighty. So So I'm gonna let that just cook on down and put these bowls to the side, like so I don't have to wash because of everything I put in there. I'm getting ready to use and put the stuff in there. So what I'm going to do is let that finish cooking and then turn the pot off just so it can settle. It'll cool off, and let the chicken continue cooking. The chicken has, like I said, a long way to go. It's only been on about 30 minutes. So, and I usually let it cook for about hour and a half to 2 hours. So, so yeah, I'm gonna let that continue cooking, and then fix the camera here. Okay. Let this finish cooking. Turn this pot off with the vegetables in it, and just let it just sit and cool off. Once the chicken finishes cooking, I'll let that cool off, and once it cools off, I'll come back to you, and what I'll do, I'll just show you how I debone. It's not really hard. I just pull the meat off the bone. So I'll show you how I debone it. Some of them, I'm not gonna do all of it because that's a lot of chicken. And then once I put it all together, I'll come back and show you how I put it all together, boil it, and put it in the freezer. Okay, so I'll be back to you guys once the chicken finishes. Okay. Okay, guys. So everything is done now. I am turning this water off. Okay, so everything is done. I took the chicken out the pot. I'm going to turn the camera just a tad bit so you can see it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so here's the bowl of chicken here. Move this out the way. Here's the bowl of chicken. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the bones off and put everything in the pot. What I'm going to do first is, this is the pot that the chicken was in, and here is the pot with my vegetables and ground turkey in. Let me move this over. Give me 1 second, guys. Just move this out the way. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, so this is the pot where my vegetables and ground turkey is in. So what I'm going to do, so it can kind of be even out once I put it, put everything in the pot, I'm going to take half of this and I'm going to put it in this pot. That way, when I do the chicken, I can put some of the chicken in this pot and some of the chicken in this pot. So I'm going to do this right now. I did pour some of the juice out of here so it doesn't be a whole lot. And I'm just going to transfer some of this over. I probably could have poured a little more of the juice off, but that's okay. So I'm going to take half of this and put it here. Yep, I could have poured some of the juice off. And that way it'll kind of be even out a little bit. So once I put in the bowls, each bowl will have some of everything in it. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Okay guys, so I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit, and getting ready to do this chicken. And let's see if I can turn this just a little bit. Okay, that should be good. All right, I'm gonna dry my hands off because I am going to grab me some gloves. Okay, so I'm only grabbing gloves so because this is about to get really messy, and it's still kind of hot. So okay, so I have my chicken here. What I'm going to do is let me get in here. It's still a little drippy down here. Okay. So, let me pour some of this off here. I don't need all of this juice. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of this chicken is off the bone, which is how I kind of wanted it. It's easier to kind of manage that way. So I'm just going to do a little bit of it. I'm not going to do a whole lot on camera because it's repetitive and very boring. So yeah. Put this bones in another bowl here. So this is all I'm going to be doing right now, is deboning everything. And once I debone it, I will be mixing it in both pots. Half the chicken in one pot, half chicken in another pot. So I did do the vegetables already, half and half. So while that's cooling off, I'll be doing this. And then once I'm finished with this, I will come back to you guys and we'll put everything together, and then that'll be pretty much it. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, so everything is done. I'm finished with the chicken. Here is all my chicken here. And now what I'm going to do is put half in each pot and mix it up that way. Each pot would have chicken in it, about the same amount of chicken in it. So I'm going to do that now. I got all the bones out the chicken, and it was a good thing to let it cook until the bones actually come off the chicken, so that way I didn't actually have a lot to do, just the really big pieces. So some of the chicken is still chunky, some is shredded, some is in smaller pieces. So I'm going to stir this around, let chicken in there. Oh yeah, and it's just enough juice too, just enough so it's not like dried up, you know, just enough. Okay, I can actually put some more in here. So, okay, this should be good here for this pot. Then I'll take the rest and put in the other pot. And it's nice and cooled off now too. Stir it around really good. And it's okay if some of your vegetables get mashed. That is totally fine. Yeah. Whew. Okay. So that pot is done. Now let's do the other pot. And I think I should have taken some more of this juice out. But that's okay. I guess you're just gonna have to work with it and see how much juice this chicken soaks up. So, but I can always just add some of the juice in this other pot too. And then once we finish all of this, we just put everything in the bowls. And since this has already cooled off, just go right in the freezer. Let me stir this around a little bit. Yeah, I most definitely could took some of this juice out. I'm going to pour some of this juice in this other pot. Find my ladle. So, okay. around really good. All right now. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to put everything in the bowls. Not this bowl though. This bowl is gonna be washed. Where's my other bowl? One second. Okay. It's the bowl that had all the bones in it. So, now what I'm going to do is, where's my ladle? You know what? I don't think I'm going to really worry about it. But anyway, let me put the stuff in the bowl. And I just remember my daughter has my other two big bowls. Darn it. Okay. So, I'm going to continue to do this. And of course, I'm not going to have you guys watch me do this because, like I said, it's repetitive and I'm just putting stuff in a bowl. So once I finish this, then I'll come back. Okay guys, so here is the finished product. I got 4 bowls out of it, and each bowl should last about a week. Let me see if I can get you closer so you can see. Okay. Now, actually I got 3.5 bowls. So what I did was, this bowl here was what was in the refrigerator that they're eating on now. And what I did, I took the old stuff out and put it in a separate bowl, put the new stuff at the bottom. And so it was about a little more than half of the bowl. And then I just put the old stuff back on. So the old stuff has only been out for 2 days. So when they get ready to eat, they can still have the old food first and then all the fresh foods at the bottom. So I'm going to put the tops on all of these. This one goes back in the refrigerator. Okay, and then these 3 are going directly into the freezer so they can stay nice and fresh. I think I might put too much in this one because it will let me see, about the same. Okay, yeah. Okay. So put them in the freezer while they're still nice and warm, keeps it fresh. Okay, so make sure I get most of the air out. Yeah, I think I should have poured some more of that juice off, but that's okay. Alrighty. Let's see, when they freeze, I made room in the deep freezer so they can sit flat instead of in the refrigerator freezer. Okay, so that is my homemade dog food. So I'm going to freeze everything. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then that would be it. Now, this one's going back in the refrigerator, so this will they eat on for this week. So these other 3 bowls should last another 3 weeks, plus this one here, so actually another month. Yeah, so that's my homemade dog food. Like I said, every time I do it, I try to do a different recipe. So if you guys would like to try this homemade dog food, make sure that you comment below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure that you also comment below. Give it a thumbs up, share the video, comment on the video, and be sure to subscribe, okay? And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.